Welcome back, I'm Rafi, and in this video, let's use the virtual frame created in part 1 to see how some of the pieces would look in them. The first one I'll get from the map, and the next two from my Mapdala gallery. Let's start. I'm going to first select Get Canvas. We'll get our first canvas from the map using the microphone feature located on the top panel. Taj Mahal, India. I'll select the first search result that comes up. First, I want to change the map theme by selecting the theme panel. I'm going to choose Pastel Place. Now I'll hide the panel, and I'm going to zoom in 3 times. Once I've done that, I'm going to select the 3D feature located on the bottom panel. Okay, now I'm going to take a snapshot of the canvas by using the snapshot icon on the top panel. And let's import this to the studio. Now I'm going to adjust this canvas by giving it a square crop. I'll select Adjust located on the bottom panel. Crop, Square. Select Done. Next, let's add a couple of layers from my Mapdala gallery. Open Gallery, and I'm going to select a piece from my Mapdala gallery to import into the studio. Now let's import our frame into the studio as well, taking the same steps by clicking the plus sign, Open Gallery. Now I'm going to select frames from my gallery, and I'll choose the first one. This is the frame that we made in our last video. Let's import all 3 canvases to the composition suite where we can resize and arrange them. So press Compose. I'll send layer 3 to the bottom by tapping the down arrow icon located on the bottom panel. Once, twice. Now that our frame layer is at the bottom, I'm going to hide layer number 2 by clicking the Show Hide icon located on the bottom panel. So first, I'll select layer number 2 by tapping its thumbnail. Then I'll hide it by tapping the icon on the bottom panel. Now I'll highlight layer 1 by tapping it, and I want to resize it to see how it'll look in our frame. So press Resize. Adjust to 0.89. Click Done. Okay, let's have a look by removing the panels. To do that, all we do is tap the screen once, tap it again, and now we've hidden all the panels and we can get a good look at our piece. Now tap the screen again, and the panels come back. Let's have a look at how the other piece would look like in this frame. Open up the Layers panel, highlight layer number 2 by tapping it, and show it. Now we're going to resize it. Click Resize and adjust it to 0.87. Click Done. Remove the panels by tapping the screen once more and have a look at your piece with this frame. Now tap the screen again. Now let's see what these pieces would look like if we change the look of the frame by adding different filters to it. Open up the Layers panel and highlight layer number 3. We're going to send it to the studio to add the effects. So go ahead and select Studio. Select Effect located on the bottom panel And now I'm going to inverse the colors of this frame. Select inverse and done. Now let's send it back to the composition suite, open up the layers panel and tap compose. Here we see that any changes made to a layer in the studio will reflect in the composition suite. You can save your work at any time in the studio or composition suite by tapping the save icon on the top panel. To view layer 1 in this frame, simply highlight layer 2 and hide it. Tap layer 2 and hide. Tap the screen to get a better look. Let's import another Mapdala and the background into our gallery. We'll also make further adjustments to the frame. I'll open the layers panel and click Studio. In the studio, I can remove my layers by long pressing its thumbnail. I'll open up the layers panel and proceed to do that. I'm going to remove layer 2, long press, yes, and do the same thing with layer 1, long press, and yes. Now I'll add a background layer by clicking the plus sign. Open gallery, and I'm going to choose a background. Let's give this layer a crop as well. Adjust, crop, square, and select done. Now I'll open the layers panel to import my final piece into the studio. Tap the layers panel, plus, open gallery, and this time I'm going to choose a centerpiece. And we'll send them all to the composition suite. So tap compose. Here I want to hide layer 2, select layer 1 and resize it. Adjust this to 0.89. Click done. I'll highlight layer 2, show it, and resize it to 0.8. Highlight layer 2, show it, and now let's resize it. Click done. Okay, let's add one last effect to the frame. Open up the layers panel again and highlight layer number 3. Tap the studio icon. In the studio, I'll undo the last effect by clicking the undo feature located on the top panel. Now I'll add a different effect to it. This time I'll choose vignette. So I'll press effect on the bottom panel and select vignette and move the start slider bar to 0.5. Okay, click done. Now let's open up the layers panel again and select compose. Back in the composition suite, we now have our fancy frame and background. Hope you enjoyed and thanks for watching.